You already know that Bluey is the kind of show you need to watch multiple times to really catch everything the story is trying to show you. But have you noticed all the tiny details and hidden objects in the backgrounds of episodes you've probably already watched?
Yes, good exercise!
Remember that yes or no remote that Bingo buys at a downtown store in the episode Dance Mode? A lot of people don't realize this, but it actually shows up again many episodes later. That was the remote Bluey wanted to buy, and she used it to make her sister do whatever she wanted. Maybe that's why we can see that Bingo didn't take good care of it, or at least got bored with it. In the episode where the Healer sisters need to build a house for their Teddy, they grab the couch cushions, and under one of them, there it is, the yes or no remote. This suggests that at some point, Bluey or Bingo must have hidden it there and never found it again. But don't worry, we found it for you, and now we're going to show you 17 hidden details in Bluey. Grab your popcorn, because another Cinewave is about to start. In the episode Grannymobile, when the Healer cousins are pretending to be 3 different kinds of old ladies while driving Dulcie's ex-husband's car, in Doreen's garage there are some interesting details. Right in the corner, near a cardboard box, we can see Chattermax, that loud, chaotic owl from Bluey, hiding among the items for sale. Could it be that Bandit and Chili knew there was going to be a garage sale and gave the toy to their neighbor to get rid of it? Still in the same episode, Muffin grabs the price tag off the motorized chair, which was selling for $300, and throws it away. The interesting detail? Later in the episode, we can actually see that the price tag somehow ended up in the Healer's backyard. In the short story, while Bingo is counting pine cones in the backyard and singing a song, there's a cool detail that shows story continuity. At the beginning, we see Chili in the corner, clearing away some branches. Nothing unusual, right? But at this moment, there's nothing on the ground next to her. Then Chili disappears, and the story focuses entirely on Bingo singing. When the music ends, we see Chili again, still cleaning up branches. But now there's a whole pile of them next to her, showing that time has passed. Pretty cool, huh? When you're traveling by car and look out the window, it seems like the scenery is moving backward, right? In Bluey, we see the same effect when the Healers are driving. But what if we told you Ludo Studios has a trick for this? In the episode TV Shop, Bandit is taking the pups to the pharmacy to buy some vitamins. While they talk about why Dad needs the medicine, it's easy to focus only on the dialogue. But if you look out the car window while Bandit is speaking, you'll notice that the exact same scenery is repeating in the background, like they're driving in circles, going back and forth to the same place. In real life, the background would change, but in animation, it would be way too much work to draw so many different scenes. That's why Ludo Studios decided to repeat the background at a different speed. It's not exactly a mistake, and it doesn't ruin the experience, but once you notice it, you'll never unsee it. Would you like to go for a car ride with Bandit? Comment #Bandit so we can get to know ya! Still in the same pharmacy episode, there's another hilarious detail. When Bluey and Bingo are searching for their friends on the store's monitors, we see Winton and his dad, Cornelius. In the background, while everyone is focusing on the little bulldog dancing and jumping, his dad is checking out some products on the shelf. Then, he grabs a deodorant, looks around to make sure no one is watching, and sprays himself to smell nice. Of course, who wouldn't want to smell good for their crush on a totally casual date? But here's a little advice. Don't open products that aren't yours, okay? Buy them first, then use them. Do you have things stuck to your fridge at home? Maybe some electricity bills, a few colorful magnets. What about your favorite drawings? In the episode Born Yesterday, when Bandit pretends to be a newborn baby, there's a scene in the kitchen where we get a few glimpses of the fridge. On the door, we can see 2 drawings, one of Bluey standing next to her dad and another showing the Healer house with a rainbow over it. These drawings are actually references to the episode Perfect, where Bluey makes the best painting in the world for her dad, and Rain, which ends with a rainbow. But the funniest detail? This is actually a glimpse into the future. Those 2 episodes were released later in the season, meaning Bluey and Bingo are so creative that they drew something that would happen days before it even aired. Or maybe they just keep drawing the same things over and over again, which is why Bandit always ends up having to donate most of them. We'll see something similar later on this list, so stay tuned. In episode 45 of season 2, when Bluey pretends a tree stump is a helicopter cockpit, there's a small animation detail that proves how magical the show is, and that imagination truly has no limits. If you've ever been in a helicopter, you know that in real life, the view from the sky makes the clouds appear to be rushing away. Ludo Studios animated the background to reflect exactly how it would look if this were a real flight through the sky. And of course, the clouds move behind Bluey, making it feel like she's actually flying a helicopter at high speed. It's such a brilliant little touch. Do you like potatoes? Baked or fried, just don't eat too many. But if you want an infinite supply of potatoes, here's a tip: grow your own. Maybe that's something the healers do, because in the pantry, there's a cool little detail involving a sprouting potato. In the episode Magic Feather Wand, while Bandit is searching for cereal for Bluey's breakfast, we can see, way in the corner of one of the shelves, a potato that has started sprouting. That means it's ready to be planted in some soft, healthy soil so it can grow into even more potatoes. Now, if you're more into barbecues, let's talk about that too. To have a great barbecue, you'll need some meat, a good counter to prepare everything on, and of course, your 7-year-old daughter annoying you because she'll want to get involved and turn it all into a game. In the episode Barbecue, the story begins with Bandit lighting the grill and getting everything ready. But if you look at Bluey on the other side, she's doing the exact same movements as her dad, like a shadow. The funny thing is that they're standing with their backs to each other, which means they're so alike that even their minds work the same way. You know what works even better? Subscribing to the channel and turning on notifications. Still in the same episode, there's a small detail that most people don't notice. To help you understand, let's play a little game. Close your eyes and try to picture the Healer family's house. It's a wooden house, painted yellow, with a few red tiles on the roof, right? Do you see a chimney? Yes. And what's happening to that chimney? It's spinning, right? At the beginning of Barbecue, the house appears as usual, but a few minutes later, when we see Bingo looking for some leaves, the same chimney is there, but guess what? It's not spinning anymore. We don't know if that's a mistake or not, but it's definitely a fun little detail to notice. Here's another little detail in this episode, and it could actually be dangerous for the entire Healer family, especially the pups. Did you notice the wasp nest being built on their balcony? When Bingo is searching for something yellow to pretend it's a bell pepper, she finds a hanging plant, and right behind it, there's a wasp nest. The nest is still in the early stages of construction, but you can clearly see that it's a real wasp home. And while wasps don't usually attack unless provoked, just thinking about Bluey or Bingo getting stung is pretty scary. Bandit should probably take care of that as soon as possible. You've probably noticed that some background stories are being told, right? Like when Cornelius gave a $2 bill to the homeless guy who might be the terrier's dad, or when Aunt Trixie was arguing with Uncle Stripe at the end of Frisky and Rad's wedding. But if you pay attention to the characters in the background, you can actually get a glimpse of their lives. A great example is in the episode about Bob Bilby, Bingo's class mascot. In the scene where the Healers are at the mall, we can see Uncle Stripe and Aunt Trixie standing in front of a toy store. They're probably buying something for Muffin. Do you think they ran into the rest of the family? In that same scene, we can also spot Chloe's mom with her mysterious little brother and Mackenzie's dad walking around too. You've probably noticed the lilac-colored trees that appear in almost every episode of Bluey. They're really beautiful, aren't they? In the episode Spy Game, for example, when Mackenzie is using the parent control potion, we can see 2 of these trees in the background. But do you know what they actually are? They're a type of tree called jacaranda, and Australians love them so much that they've planted tons of them all over Brisbane, the city where Bluey takes place. If you ever see a picture of Australia with these purple trees, chances are you're looking at Brisbane. There's even a jacaranda festival celebrated there. Do you think we'll see it in season 4? And here's a fun fact: even though these trees are everywhere in Brisbane, they're not actually native to Australia. They originally come from Latin America. The first ones were brought over in 1864, during the 19th century, all the way from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and now they become a cultural symbol of Bluey City. In the episode Bingo, we can spot a drawing in the corner of a wall showing Bluey with her friend Jean-Luc, proving that she really misses the Canadian Labrador. Right next to it, there's another drawing of Jet Bingo, and just below that, we see a little dog wearing a party hat. In the same episode, we can see that the order of the drawings changes when Bingo starts drawing. If you look closely, the picture of Bluey with Jean-Luc disappears, and the drawing of the little dog with the party hat moves to the other side. Speaking of the Jet Bingo drawing, this is yet another glimpse into the future. Bingo using a flying backpack doesn't actually happen until the next episode, when she saves the pink hippo. We bet you didn't notice most of these details, but don't worry, we'll keep showing you all of them. Until then, we've got 2 more videos for you to enjoy. See you in the next one.